Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Took a quick hiatus last week. I was away on vacation with my family. We really needed to get away, so and honestly I did not intend to post videos that regularly on this channel, but I did receive some questions over my last couple videos as to, that relate to a car. So I figure I should follow up. Number one, the biggest question was there was one other user that posted on my most recent video where the car was after-cooled. The car is definitely after-cooled. I would not put a supercharger on any car, let alone a supercharger like the MercRacing, which is I would say it's on the more aggressive side. So cooling is a must. I would even recommend it for you guys starting out if you're looking for a just a CT kit. Oh, you found a CT kit, you're gonna put it in your car, or an old Jackson Racing kit if those still exist. Get the aftercooler. You're doing yourself a favor, you're doing your tuner a favor, and you're gonna have so much more room to play as far as ignition tuning goes. And just for the fact that you're already going through the trouble of setting up a supercharger, which if you're starting from scratch, it can be a bit of work. Do it once, put the aftercooler on there, forget about it, and then you're giving yourself a lot more room to play with. So thank you for the guy who commented there. Again, I didn't mention the aftercooler simply because to me it's a bit of a bundle, even though it's a separate cost from when you're buying an aftercooler or a supercharger kit from MercRacing. Now, another question that I got was whether the car was reliable or the setup was reliable. The answer to that is yes. That was one of my biggest concerns with getting back into a Honda, knowing that I would want more than just the baseline power. And the way I convinced myself was this. I used to have a supercharged RSX, and I was very active in the forums, and there were a few of us that went with the twin screw setup, which was a big deal back then. But up until MercRacing figured out the twin screw and how to modify the Jackson Racing manifold back in the day, those were pretty hard to come by. Now I think big blowers are very common in the Honda supercharger world. So to answer your question, this is what I asked Jose when I said, hey, number one, he convinced me to buy another Honda. Number two, he said, well, right off the bat, we're going to supercharge her, so you're going to have your fun car. Don't worry. And sure enough, that's what happened. I asked him point blank, hey, and this is in person. This is not over the phone or email. I said, hey, look, you remember that guy? There was a guy who had a yellow RSX. I mean, it looked like something out of Fast and Furious, but he was an older gentleman, and he was just, you could tell he was a bit different. So I asked him, I said, how's that guy doing? Because he has to be one of the oldest supercharger builds out there, and that guy from 2009 or whatever, he's still driving his RSX, no issues. That tells you that it's a pretty reliable setup. And that's with the test and trial and the cutting and everything that we did back then to get these manifolds to fit the supercharger. So yes, it's reliable. I feel like it's reliable. Jose, when he built it, he slapped everything on and drove it 11 hours to the tuner the very next day. I mean, he did some testing. Obviously the car had to be street tuned for him to be able to drive it 11 hours, but he drove it 11 hours His car got tuned, made 350 horsepower, and then we spent the night driving through the city. We met some of his customers that he wanted to connect with, and that said, the next day Jose just drove back home in a different car. So I don't feel like I have anything to worry about with this car, with the driving. It can be a very normal type of drive, like we are now, just talking, and or I could have my fun. This was a bit of a grocery run I just did, and I was having my fun on the way to the grocery store. And now the car is just driving like it was normal. Another testament as to how reliable this car is, I don't pop the hood all the time. I don't go and check for vacuum lines, for oil leaks. This week the battery was acting kind of funny because I was doing a lot of short driving, and it was really cold. It got very cold, I think, middle of the week. So I popped the hood to charge the battery, and then I realized, oh shit, well, when's the last time you popped the hood? I had to do an oil change. And I don't plan on looking under the hood for any reason besides doing the next oil change. So that's a testament as to like how normal it is to own this car, even though it makes twice the power that it came from the factory. And that's something that I wanted from the start. I said, look, I want reliability. I want to be able to put my kids in there. Today I have my whole family in here, believe it or not, 3 kids and a wife. Went for a quick drive, a quick spin around town, and everything seemed fine. And there's I don't have 3 lights on the dash or anything like that. It's just a very good experience driving this thing. And that's the main reason why I went with a MercRacing supercharger setup. Sure, I could have gone with a CT supercharger, but that's really not enough power, not for what I wanted. I wanted something like north of 300. And the torque, I definitely wanted close to 300 foot-pounds of torque, and I got a little bit over that, so I'm happy. So all the check boxes, as you can see, they're getting checked off, sure enough, with what I wanted and what I ended up with. I did not research at all the KW kit. I just don't like centrifugal superchargers. That's just the fact. I don't have to get into it, but it's a matter of preference. I know that they're boasting big numbers, but I've heard from other people that, hey, you know, there are some issues with reliability with those, longevity. So I don't know. I don't have to get into it. It's not my problem because I didn't do something like that. But if you like your build and you have a KW kit, by all means. Like, I'm not trying to bash anyone here. This is just what works for me. The other reason is, like, as you can tell, I know Jose from MercRacing very, very closely. I worked with him back when he was just getting started with just improving little bits about the Jackson Racing Supercharger kit. I'm going to be in a little bit of traffic. So yeah, I have no shame in letting you guys know that I was biased towards that setup because Jose is a close friend of mine, and he works hard. He works hard for what he's built. He works hard for any one of you, whether you're a new customer or an existing customer. And if you're concerned that, hey, the delays are long, and don't worry, my car took 4 months, maybe a little bit more than 4 months to get to me. Trust me, he being a close friend of mine, he could have put aside a lot of other people's work just to get my car ready in a month or so or less. But I had to wait, and I'm a good friend of him, you know. So be patient. I know it sucks. Trust me. I did the same thing towards the end of my build. I was getting antsy with, hey, is this going to be ready? Is that going to be ready? Can you send me a video of that? I want to hear the blower, blah, blah, blah. And I became annoying. And I'll admit that, but, you know, bashing people on the internet because they're not getting back to you or anything like that, that's, you know, you could do that, but it's trust me, it's not going to get things done for you quicker. He is a one-man show. I do help him here and there where I can with some promotion and this and that, and but he doesn't trust anyone to do a single weld, even his own son, who's a beast. His son is just a prodigy. He doesn't trust anyone with his product. And that right there should tell you something. He is the builder, the quality control check guy, everything. So just hang in there and just when you get your stuff, be ready to put it on, because then it's on you whether you are taking too long to install your own kit. Anyway, that's all I'll say for now. If you guys have any more questions, please just post them in the comment section. I'm happy to answer anything I can. And if you're looking for anything that may help you make your decision on whether you want to go this route or not, or whether you already have this built and just want to socialize, I'm up for a good chat. So hit me in the comment section, hit me up on my inbox. Peace. So, quick update. I make these videos when I have some sort of a quick errand to run, so my wife, number one, doesn't know exactly what I'm up to, and number two is it doesn't interrupt with our family time. Anyway, I was supposed to go to the grocery store, but instead I got off at the wrong exit. I'm like a few exits off from where I'm supposed to be. So now you're gonna watch me have a little fun here and hurry up and get to the proper exit, because I'm supposed to hurry up and get back home.